This week in the League of Legends, we've got the SKT winners of LCS. They're going to be on the show. Oh, never mind. Instead, we'll have the Marksman characters who are going to talk about their new updates, a ton of new information on the PBE, and just some enjoyment for the heroine. All this and more on the Smash Gaming web show.
This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. In the ongoing show, we talk a little bit about everyone's favorite mobile-style battle game.
That's a lie. We're going to be talking a lot about the upcoming preseason as well as other features that they're adding. First up, SKT is the only team in League of Legends history to win 2 world championships.
Gonna get money.
Yep. Let's hope next season's a lot better showing for every other race.
Race?
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Continents.
Yeah, it turns out we want some NA and EU teams to actually make it to the finals.
Yeah. But anyways, enough about the depressing news. The new Marksman update. We're not going to go over all the details about every character, but we're going to talk about what is changing for the majority of them. First up, it's going to be Corki. The only thing of note that he has is he will spawn 2 large rockets on each side of the spawning fountain, and he will be able to gather or select one and use it to boost like a sprint down lane. When he uses Valkyrie, it will double the radius and movement. He's going to go forward and dealing additional damage. So interesting. I'm not sure what brought on that change. Did they feel like Corki was too slow?
I think it just felt like his gameplay is a little static. You get your Sheen procs, you do good auto attack damage with crits. That's really it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you get locked down, you die. You don't have any other movement tools. So having this sort of sniper front-loaded damage is interesting. I think they're trying to encourage him to sort of blanket an area with the flames, which, I don't know, kind of cool. But
it's cool. I wonder how long they'll respawn. I'm not sure what that's going to be like when the time comes. But I find it interesting that he has these giant like rockets that he can fly around on now that affect his Valkyrie like they do.
Next up, Cataline. Cataline's getting changed to be a little bit more akin to a sniper. She's going to have the same general style of play, except her traps going to be a charge system, and her headshot will now proc automatically when you snipe a target that is hanging out in one of those traps. So a lot more gameplay around, this is my nest, this is where I'm safe, I'm going to blow people up in here. Next up,
Graves.
Oh my gosh.
He is the most interesting. Now he has a ammo system. Only champion, I think, that really has something hindering their auto attack, I believe. So he only can do 2 shots at a time. 2 consecutive shots. Then he will have to reload. But these shots are all a 3-way spread in a cone. I'm not sure if damage is dealt in the full cone or only in the 3 projectiles that are shot. But it's going to be a very, very cool harassment tool. I really like it. His new ult is a lot more aggressive, as well as a few of his other skills staying the same. But definitely the ammo system is his big bread and butter right now.
And yeah, the cool new auto attacks in that cone, it's so cool. I love the idea behind that.
Quinn, they're changing her up quite a bit. We figured that this was going to happen as soon as they announced the ADC Marksman update. So the main thing is her tag team has been heavily changed. Instead of her becoming Valor and you running around and dealing melee attacks and stuff like that, Valor will pick up Quinn and she will have new abilities depending on what, if she is with or without Valor. She can now do AoE damage as well as some new abilities. A lot more interesting gameplay. They're definitely tweaking it. I know that they've changed one already, but it's a lot better than having her change into a bird, which didn't really make sense for the character. So now them teaming up, picking her up, and that's a lot cooler.
So she'll just be this huge mobility character, which I absolutely love.
And Kog'Maw, they are increasing his attack speed and making him a lot more dedicated to that attack speed.
I love this idea.
Yeah, Kog'Maw...
All right, you're uncapped. Make it work.
It's so scary. I saw a video on the PBE of someone put 6 Gnasher's teeth on him, and then they used his attack speed boost. he just didn't stop firing. There was always it was just a consistent line, and it's like, oh no.
When did Kog'Maw turn into a beam weapon?
I thought Vel'Koz was the only champion from the Void that can cast beams.
Now they know.
And this is still stuff that's coming off the PBE. More changes could be made. This could not be final. There's probably a few we haven't seen yet, but those are the major changes that stuck out to us. There's going to be a lot of information when this drops in the next
all
couple
the
weeks.
Marksman characters are getting a change, but it's not rolled out to live yet. That's usually when we talk about things, so just keep an eye out for that.
Next up is, before Baron will spawn now, we will have a new objective monster in spot of Baron. This is the Rift Herald.
On death, the Rift Herald will grant 50 gold to the entire team, 10% increased damage, plus 40 bonus movement speed, the Baron recall reduction, and it will buff nearby minions in their offensive power, plus an additional attack speed increase. However, this does not increase their defensive capabilities.
This will also give off the world notification when the objective is killed. So, just like Dragon, you will know when someone has just recently killed it.
The important thing to note here is that this is a multiplayer objective, to be sure. Taking him from the front is really hard. He hits really hard. However, if you strike him from behind while the eyeball on his back is open, you do 12% of his max HP as true damage. So, yeah, get a friend, and he will die very quickly.
Yep. Some other interesting stuff is they're adding a mechanic called Ward Rubble. And when a ward is killed, it will now mark the ground with a small little rock and a floating icon, red or blue, depending on your team, above it. Now, these will be permanent. There's no way to move them, adjust them. It is just to mark where recent wards have been. So, kind of think of it when you put a stick into the ground and then the stick breaks. It just kind of leaves a little thing. It's
a stump.
It's supposed to kind of give more of a visual thing on where wards have been. The ward wars begin.
So you're saying the small bush in
just stones
river
everywhere
is going to have debris all over the place?
Right. And some other major news on the PBE is they're reworking the mastery system to be less cluttered with a lot of smaller changes, or not changes, but talents, and they're reducing it to have more meaningful ones throughout the whole thing, including like special masteries. They're going to have a full list on that coming up in the next patch, but it's something to keep an eye out and get ready to change your masteries when the preseason change happens.
So long, mastery pages. And then Champ Select. They're changing it.
So, yeah, this was dropped real recently. The new Champion Select screen, it's gorgeous. I do have to admit, it looks a lot better than it has in the past. What happens now is the team... The best way to describe it, it looks like Heroes of Storms.
Yes.
Champion Select. So you will see your icon as well as your name and your primary and secondary roles, as well as everybody on the team. So when you go into a match, you will now see everybody's preferences. It will then pull up a large map where you can place yourself where you want to be at the time. That way you can call out things ahead of time, not while in chat, while during bans or picks of bad. So it's going to give you an opportunity to call out what your role is going to be. Afterwards, it will take you to the Champion Select screen, which is honestly a little bit thinner than it used to be, but the visuals are a lot cooler. There's a lot more interaction stuff to it. I think it's going to look a lot better than what they have now as far as the LCS pick stuff. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous, and all those splash arts that have been centered are now going to be used in this mode, and I think that's fantastic. Everything's going to appear in like these crazy orbs, which resembles the old summoners.
Indeed.
And yeah, it's going to be insane.
It's going to be neat. All they need to do now is just make it so it's in-game, so dodging is actually really hard to do.
Yeah. And
cut down on those load times, boys.
Yeah. Finally, the last thing of note is a lot of the social features they want to add into upcoming patches following the preseason. They're going to be adding what they call player groups, which essentially are guilds or clans or whatever you know them for MOBAs, or not MOBAs, MMOs. So you would set up a group, and people can join, and it's a consistent chat group. You can talk to people, you can pull people into parties, and play from there. It's an interesting idea. They're really pushing that whole group play, and it will fall into the next part with the group promotion bonus. I think it's up till gold, but they're talking about having a system where you can pull people into your gold promotions to give you a better chance to promote to the next rank.
If they're good.
Right. If they're crappy, you should probably leave your friend.
Womp womp.
Another thing that they're going to be adding is probably the most important. It is random skins and champions for free.
Yay!
So there isn't a lot of details on it right now, but what they're saying is as you gain mastery bonuses from champions at any rank, there's a chance for you to earn chests. Chests have a better drop rate if you're with friends, and what you can do is you can pay, I think you can either earn the keys or buy the keys or both, and you can unlock skins or mastery or runes or rune pages and all sorts of stuff you can earn for free.
Characters too.
Characters as well. And they're also adding some sort of crafting system where you can disenchant skins and items and stuff like that and reforge them into other stuff. So if there's a skin you really hate, or you have a lot of skins for one champion and there's one that just doesn't hold up anymore, you can craft it into a new skin.
Is this going to be like the rune system thing where you burn your runes to make higher tier runes?
I don't know. I have a lot of skins that I definitely can drop because I have a lot of skins for characters.
You like Cottontail Teemo?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's not fleshed out entirely, but it's something that they want to add to the future, probably before the start of the next season. But these changes are massive. It is definitely, they were ready to pump this out.
Indeed. We'll have to see how these all are in practice, and we'll be talking about them when they actually roll out for real, because I want to talk about the items. I really do.
Yeah, the items we can't talk about because last time we did it for last season, there's a lot of items that never made it off the cutting room floor.
There's a lot of items that got their names changed.
Yeah.
Frozen Fist. I miss Frozen Fist's a really interesting item, actually.
So some other mainstream news. The harrowing has still not made it.
TLDR, Lucian's wife is alive in Thresh's lantern. Hecarim is still angry, and we might get a pre-harrowing Hecarim skin. And
it's just a normal horse.
the girl that we mentioned last week, what is her, Iolia or whatever?
Yeah.
Areola?
Oh no, ew, gross.
Iolia is used in the harrowing events, so she's probably going to be some kind of AoE PB support character. And yeah, Misfortune wants to be a good leader. Surprise.
Yeah, it's a long text. I've actually been working a lot, so I haven't been able to get through the full thing. The pictures that they accompanied it with, a lot of these cool designs, I would love to see as champions or skins, but they look like concept right now, which sucks. But it's kind of cool that Thresh's wife is alive. So
Thresh's wife?
Yeah, he captured Lucian's wife, and now it's his wife.
Oh, it's his wife now.
It's my wife now. Side note, I have championship Thresh bust. I am so sad that there's not, like, a small little, like, Lucian's wife in the lantern going, kill me!
Oh, God.
So the skins, everybody's been actually commenting on the videos about, where are the skins? We don't know! They still haven't launched yet. And a lot of people are actually upset about this. Right, that whole, well, the harrowing can happen at any time.
The harrowing can happen at any time.
Yeah, but we still wanted our Halloween
scene. The harrowing is never happening again.
Yeah, just like, well, there was another event that only happened, Olympics. They never did Olympics again.
They've done, they re-released the skins.
Yeah, but
for no other reason than to piss
but we
people
won't make new skins because we appeal to an world international. Yeah.
Which what are they worried about? Afghanistan servers or something?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna move on to our own section here, guys.
This next question comes from the dude, and he asks, "What are you guys looking for in BlizzCon this year?"
I guess more Legion information.
It's hard to get excited after the way Warlords, because I was on the
garbage city.
It was great for the first month, but then they just stopped doing content.
Yeah. So I don't know I don't like the whole idea that everyone has an Ashbringer. I really want to. I think the main reason I want to play Legion is to see what the hell happened with Turellian.
Yeah,
That's like the only thing that excites me.
it's definitely the story I'm excited about, but all the gameplay changes they want to do really kind of draws me away. But I want to know what's up with Illidan. I know that you're kind of like, about the whole Illidan thing, but I want to see what they try to do to bring him back. I also want to know what's going to happen to Azeroth, because I don't think it's going to be contained just on that small island. And they're also saying that the pre-expansion event is going to have a lot of bloodshed, and I'm wondering if a lot of main characters are going to get cleansed out of the way to make the heroes more important. That's going to be cool. I also want to see a lot more Overwatch. I want to see what we can find out about a new Diablo expansion, because I'm just kind of curious. And the Warcraft movie news. I know today they put out the teaser of the trailer for the weekend, and yeah, he just looked at me and
Blizzard.
yeah. You never know, we might get a Candy Crush Saga minigame in Legion now.
No, someone already bought Candy Crush.
Yeah, Activision Blizzard.
So there we go.
So yeah, it's gonna be one of those things. I don't know. I loved BlizzCon last year. I know I definitely will enjoy the costume contest, the panels. They got rid of Jeff Keighley. Thank God. I hate that dude so much.
Jeff Keighley.
He was one of the announcers that was like in between the panels and stuff like that. He'd sit there and talk about. He'd be the fluff commentator, and he would always interrupt people as they were talking. And it drove me nuts, and I always made faces behind the display whenever they were on camera, because the Overwatch the Overwatch mechanic thing was right next to it.
There you have it.
So,
But, yeah, I think that's really it for questions, right?
yeah. If you have any questions about the new patch, anything you guys want us to talk about heavily when it comes to the preseason that you want our opinions on,
I love talking about items, but if you guys have some more specific things you want to talk about, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, this is definitely the time that we love to theory craft.
I love preseason. It's my favorite.
Preseason is just a smorgasbord of craziness. I don't even know if the grave stuff is going to stick, but oh, it's so cool.
He's going to be a melee marksman. He's going to be like Turbo Mordekaiser.
He is number one. Still no cigar.
That's true. 2 adults.
He shoots.
Lord of Death, summoning dragons and ripping people's souls out. A-okay. Cigarettes. Come on.
Yeah. T for teen, man. T for teen.
Yeah, but please send any questions you have about the show, about upcoming games, about what we're doing, about what's coming for the Spastic Gaming channel, anything really. Please post in the comment section below. Send it to our email at spasticgaming@gmail.com, or post it on our Facebook, Twitter, or website, all of which are linked in for information down below. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/spasticgaming. You can commit to that if you're interested in getting some bonus content and features. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a big couple of weeks after, the LCS. They had a lot sitting on it.
Yeah, seriously. I'm so excited now that stupid thing is over.
Also, if you're interested, we might be making a social group for the channel.
Yes, guilds!
Guilds! I'll be the guild leader, and I'll be like, I want you in, I don't want you. You got good MR, you can carry me. Just kidding.
Otherwise, it's been Axis.
And Water Elemental.
And I have to go.
One more week till Fallout.
Into each life, some rain must fall, but too much fallen in mine.